Most of the Amish today have indoor plumbing, so they no longer need to rely on windmills to get the water out of the ground, into the house, into the barn. If you look at the farm on the left-hand side, this guy put a generator up. He generates electricity. Then he uses that to charge car batteries, and they use the batteries in their house, the barn, and the buggy. As long as the power source comes from God, they're allowed to use it. Wind power, solar power, and if they have a stream running through their property, they'll hook up a water wheel and generate electricity within. The only thing the Amish are forbidden to do, and that is to hook up to a power grid. Anything that the government can get their hands on and turn off and on, Amish want no parts of that. They are not extremely fond of our government. Go ahead, I don't know. I get so many negative thoughts when I say that, but
just an opinion.
now the building up on top of the hill on the right side, this is our one-room schoolhouse. We have one of these back in the village. If you get a chance, you can go inside, look around. They all look alike inside. One big open room. First row of seats is for the first graders. The back row is for the 8th graders. When a child completes the 8th grade, he's done with school. There's no high school, there's no college, there's no trade school. The teacher is a single Amish girl, and she only has an 8th grade education. Should she ever decide to get married, she can no longer be a teacher. They take her out, they bring another single Amish girl in. At this point in time, the state of Pennsylvania gives her a test. The test is to prove she has an 8th grade education. If she passes the test, she's a new teacher. The Amish own the one-room schoolhouses. They supply them, they regulate them. One-room schoolhouses do not have indoor plumbing, so you always see outhouses out back. But just about every one we pass today, you'll see a baseball diamond on it. Number one sport for the kids to play is baseball. Sometime today, this afternoon after church, if you had church, say around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, travel our back roads, you'll see a field, 50 to 150 teenagers all playing volleyball. That's their sport. On the left-hand side is an Amish house, including the barn at the end. I'm sure a lot of these started out as English homes, but through the years they became Amish. This is a more modern barn. Propane tanks in the front for heat, solar panels on top of the milk house, run generators to keep the cow milk cold. Then back on the barn up in the top corner of the roof and on the front house here, one solar panel apiece. That's all it takes to charge these car batteries, 1 or 2 solar panels. Produce company owned by the Amish. Not much going on yet. Later in the year that'll be full. If you had been here last September, October when all the pumpkins were coming in, the entire inside, the front driveway and the back driveway, nothing but pumpkins and gourds that they were getting ready to ship to other parts of the country. Amish do not celebrate Halloween, but they know that the English do. So if you don't want it for jams and jellies or pumpkin pie or whatever, they know you're going to buy it just to decorate your house with it. So they grow an awful lot of pumpkins and gourds in the fall. Half of them, 45,000, are right here in Lancaster County.
In
That's why no matter
Pennsylvania.
where you look in any direction, you will see at least one thing that reminds you of the Amish. So, what the Amish have done to help regulate themselves is they put themselves into districts. Each district is made up of 25 to 35 families. That's roughly 175 people. Each district has one deacon, 2 to 4 preachers, and 1 bishop. Bishop being the highest rank in the Amish church. Now, it is the duty of the bishop and the elders of the church to decide what rules and regulations their district has to follow. Now, this is where it gets a little complicated. In Lancaster County right now, we have over 267 districts, which means there's over 267 bishops. And that means there's over 267 different interpretations of every rule, law, and order that the Amish have. It is possible to see a farm on one side of this road, and the district he belongs to, the bishop wants solid steel tires on all the equipment. And so all your wagons, your tractor, anything you use, solid steel tires. Then you can walk 20 feet across this road, and the farm across the street from you belongs to a different district, and that bishop wants all rubber tires. And then you go 3 miles down the road, and you're in another district, and that bishop wants 2 steel and 2 rubber tires on each vehicle. So that's how confusing it's going to get. So the only thing I was ever been told is, anytime you see anything in this area that does not make sense about the Amish, you simply blame the bishop for it, because he's the one that made the rule. And it gets me as a tour guide off the hook, I'll tell you.
That's funny.
Now I know they don't have church up here this week, they had it last week. So I can show you these homes up here, but these are some of the English homes that now belong to the Amish homes. This first house on the right is an Amish house. The stone house is Amish. The cream color house is English. The white and the gray house are both Amish. Now I'm just going to stop here for a second. You tell me, is that Amish or English?
English. This one? This English over here.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, remember, they can unhook the electricity. They can use batteries to run those lights. What do you think? It's Amish.
What?
Here's the way we can tell usually. You'll never see curtains in an Amish house.
Okay.
What the Amish have is a round, it's like a green, dark green blind. They just pull it straight down. That's all they use. To them, curtains are too worldly. And from the beginning, they wanted to separate themselves from anything that's worldly.
Okay.
So, now there is a chance you may see curtains in part of an Amish house.
Culture.
And that would be if he has a young daughter and she's going through Rumspringa. On her 16th birthday, she's given curtains and a bedspread. And but I'll get into that a little bit later. So this is Sunday today, but the Amish only go to church every 2 weeks. They have church one Sunday, and then the next Sunday they have what's known as Off Sunday. It's a day to visit family, friends, and relatives. Absolutely no work can be done. The week after that, they're back at church, and the week after that, they're back on Off Sunday. The Amish do not have a church building they go to. Instead, every family that makes up a district, all 25 to 35 of them, take turns having church at their house. They have a barn wagon, also known as a church wagon. If I see one today, I'll point it out to you. Back where you got on the bus at the village, we had one parked underneath the tree. It's just a long gray wagon. It contains all the church pews and all the hymnals for a church service. And they will take that wagon to whatever house is having church. and then they'll set up church in the barn. If they don't have a barn but they have a workshop, they'll set up in a workshop. If they don't have either of those, they will set up inside their house. Church is usually right now, well, I don't know what time it is. It's usually between 9 and 12 o'clock. And then afterwards it's followed by a meal. Now the meal is always served cold. Amish are not allowed to cook on a Sunday as considered work. So if you want to eat on Sunday, you prepare the food Saturday night and you eat it cold Sunday morning. The main gist of their meal is a peanut butter and marshmallow sandwich. The peanut butter is your protein. The marshmallow gives you that sugar boost to get you through the day. Followed by your basic macaroni salad, potato salad, chow chow, some of that stranger stuff.